This is me celebrating getting my Thai motorcycle license completely from scratch. I did not have a UK one before. But how did this Farang face get here? Well, in this video, you're going to find out. So join me on my week-long journey to getting a Thai motorcycle license. Let's go. With my lust to avoid being another Farang GoFundMe campaign, I set off on my week-long journey through the treacherous Bangkok roads, finding all sorts of delights, such as Immigration Division 1 and Mo Chit Department Land of Transport offices. After wading my way through the fog and traffic, I arrived at DLT Mo Chit, only to find that you need a residency certificate, not just a TM30. So, we're going to skip this week because I pretty much had to spend all day at immigration and wait a week for a letter. Exciting! Now, listen up. If you want to brave the same journey and think you have the guts and don't want to do the same thing that I did, you'll need a condo contract agreement, some copies of your passport, your home driving license if you have it, a residency certificate, and a medical certificate dated within 1 month of the test. To get the residency certificate, you have to go to immigration with your condo contract agreement, so do that first. And your medical certificate costs about 100 to 500 baht, depending on where you go, whether you go private or public, or whether you get ripped off or not. Once you have all your stuff, you'll have to make your journey to the BTS Mo Chit station, and then you walk to the Department Land of Transport, and you have to go to a building called Building 4. It's not written in English, you have to look for this Thai word, akan, see. Then you start your process here. Anyway, after a long week, it was time for me to head back to DLT. So let's jump into it from this point forward. Alright, so it's about a week later. We've got our document. We're sitting at the cafe, waiting for the Department of Land Transport to open so I can finally get my license. And then we can go on our big journey together. So, let's eat some honey toast and drink some coffee.
Oh, that is fucking delicious, man.
Okay, we're through. We've been told to go to counter 18. So, somewhere over here.
Cotton cup.
Oh, physical fitness test. Here we go. Alright, here is where you'll take the highly esteemed physical test. You better be ready, sir, because this is hard. I would recommend training 5 miles per day, running, before you do this, because you're going to have a hard time, bro. They get you to read out some colours on a traffic light. Then you have to line up some sticks in a box with a controller. The box is about 10 meters away, and you get 3 tries to do it, and it doesn't reset the sticks. So you just, move it. You'll be fine. Just don't slip from the sweat, from the anxiety, because I almost did. Then you do a brake reaction time test. You got to get this under like 0.75 seconds, sorry. And unless you smoke some seriously strong balupa cha before, you will be fine. Just like, don't even worry about it. My leg was shaking because I was anxious, and I passed it. Then you got to do a peripheral vision test where you just say the side of the light that shows up on. It's like left or right. You put your face in this box thing, and you say left and right, and then you pass. You're done. Now you have the pleasure of video training for 5 hours, which you have to sit through all of it, and it's entertaining, right? But whether you'll learn anything is another story. But I'll let you be the judge of that. Who paid for this?
Seriously, man. I've learned nothing about traffic rules from this at all. It's a good program, though. I'd recommend it.
Alright, so after you've watched back-to-back episodes of Thailand's most famous sitcom, you go for lunch, come back, and watch some more. In all honesty, no one checks this room and everyone is using their phone, so I'd honestly suggest that you do mock tests instead of watch the sitcom, although the sitcom is kind of fun to watch. I did actually really enjoy it. I would recommend using ThaiDrivingTest.com. That's the mock exam thing I did, and just smash these out. I did these about 4 days before the exam and I passed 47 out of 50. But honestly, I was passing about 3 out of 5 tests just after a couple of hours of doing them. So, if you really want to be a degenerate scumbag and turn up totally unprepared, if you're lucky, you might be able to pass on the day. Just pay your merits and respects to Buddha beforehand, and well, we saw that how that worked out in the Thai draft video, didn't we?
And the monk's just been sent to the army.
So maybe don't do that. Now, I really would prepare, all joking aside, because the test is pretty hard because of the translations. The translations to English are hilarious. Some of them don't make any sense whatsoever, but I don't want to go out and say this like an entitled bastard, because we're lucky that they even translate it for us, because I know that we would never, ever, ever do that in Great Britain. So thank you, Thailand. That is honestly one of the best things ever. I can read Thai, but there's no way I would have passed a test in Thai. Absolutely no way. Anyway, after the world's best sitcom is finished, they give you a booklet to learn from, and there's some road signs in this and some mock questions. I'd recommend you do actually take the time to study this book. It was very useful for helping me pass later, because the mock tests are slightly different to the real one, and it did actually help me decide on a few questions and make sure that was the right one. Then finally, you get to go for your theory test. It's pretty simple. It's about 50 minutes, and it's very similar to the one in the UK. So if you've done that one, then yeah, it's pretty similar to that, basically. Now, I'd use the full 50 minutes that you get for this, because there are some questions that are just there to trip you up, and with the weird translation issues, I would just double check over every single question, because you don't want to go sit through that damn training again. Anyway, pass this and you return the next day for the final process, the driving test, which I could actually get footage of because they allowed me to film there. They didn't really allow me to film anywhere else, so yeah, this is why I'm doing all these voiceovers.
So, it's day 3, the final day. Fingers crossed the final day. It will be the final day. I'm gonna pass this shit. I just had a look at the motorcycle course. It looks pretty easy. And the guy walked me over there and showed me it. Yesterday, I saw someone dead on the side of the road in a pool of blood. He'd fallen off his motorcycle, so it made me really think about what I'm getting myself involved in, and about life in general, man. Life is so short, and we all care about what people think. If you say you don't care about what people think, you're probably lying, or you're the most enlightened person like the Buddha. But it really makes you think, like, if a life can just be gone like that, why would you care? Why would you not just do the things you want to do? You know, spend time with people you want to spend time with. It's all gone in an instant. And when you're gone, no one will fucking care, other than your close family. And all the other people who do care, why do you care about them anyway? They're not important to your life. Anyway, little philosophical for the morning of my driving test. And yeah, we came here bright and early, so we have to wait about an hour or so. So I'm gonna head to that cafe I went to yesterday.
Alright, so you're at the final day. You've almost made it, my friend. When you arrive at DLT, you want to arrive at 8 AM and line up outside the driving test circuit. You can rent a motorcycle here for 50 baht. Usually, they give you an auto, but if you can't do gears and they give you a Honda Wave, just put it in gear 3 and do the course that way. Just don't change out of gear 3. Trust me, you'll be fine. Now, funnily enough, I still didn't know how to ride manual after this because they gave me an auto. I know how to ride semi-auto, I've done that before, but not proper manual. Even though the license allows me to ride anything up to 400cc, including manual bikes. So afterwards, I took a single lesson on how to drive manual, which really wasn't necessary, But I didn't want to try driving manual in Bangkok traffic because I feel like that's a death sentence. And after seeing the dead man the day before, yeah, didn't want to try my luck. Anyway, after this, it's Christmas at DLT every day, so you get the fine gift of watching some more video training. You want to pay attention here. It's useful because none of the instructors spoke English during the day and the video has subtitles, so this is your lifeline, my friend. Then you do the course. You have to ride on a small beam and not fall off or put your foot down or you fail. Then round some tight curves and after, the dreaded beam again. If you pass that, you move on to the road sign course. Here, you just follow the road signs correctly, make sure you indicate with every turn, and at every stop sign, wait 3 seconds and just make sure you look around before passing off, make sure you indicate if you're turning, stuff like that. After that, you successfully passed, mate. Well done.
She told me to go to the second floor, so I think we passed. I did everything right apart from the first thing, because there's the one where you have to balance on like the pole, and then you go round the S-curve. Did those both fine, and there's another pole you have to balance on after, which I fucked up, but I think it's okay. I think you get one chance to do the first one.
Oh man, moment of scariness there. He was like, I don't know whether you passed or not yet in Thai, and I was like trying to understand because my Thai's not so good. They explained everything in Thai, nothing was in English. So if you're coming to take this test, please be wary of that. I know a little bit of Thai, but for me it was hard to pick it up. You can pick it up with kind of hand gestures and stuff. Just make sure you pay attention to the video at the start they play. But he's told me I can go to number 2, go get my picture taken, and I'll have my Thai driving license, motorcycle license. I can't believe it. I've done it.
After you've successfully passed your driving test, you go back to Akan C Building 4 and you head to Level 2 where you'll have your pictures taken. And make sure you look pretty because I'm not sure whether you can change these or not. Then you pay 105 baht, your license is printed there, and you have your 2-year temporary license in Thailand. Enjoy driving, my friend. I am certainly enjoying driving. It's so much fun and I can't wait to go on this big trip. And I can't wait for you to join me on this big trip too. So, join me, brother. We're going all across Asia. We're going to do all of Asia, then we're going to head through to Pakistan, and then after that, I'm not really sure. I want to try and get the bike home. So we'll see how I could possibly do that when the time comes, because I have no idea whether that is entirely possible or not yet. Either way, it's going to be one hell of a journey, so join me. All right, see you later. Love ya.